So let's kind of back it up to the very, very, very beginning, Virginia. I've never done video before. I'm scared of video. I don't have this fancy equipment, but I've got $100. What would you buy with $100 to make sure that your videos stand out?
I would get a ring light. And you don't have, I'll show you this one. This guy is $30 on Amazon. He was my first ring light. Now he's cheap. So he's like, I think I'm on version number 3 now because the light burns out. But I like him because he's light. He fits in my tiny bathroom where I do a lot of my videos. I put him behind my monitor, so I've got light when I'm doing these things. But something. Now, if I could choose, there's also $100. I've got a lot of ring lights. Some girls collect shoes. I collect ring lights. But I would definitely get a ring light, and then I would get a wireless microphone. Now this is gonna break our budget if you were to get this one right here. This is the Rode Wireless Go, but it's my favorite, and I really like wireless microphones because it's so nice not to be tethered to your phone when you're shooting. And by the way, I shoot on a phone. I have a fancy camera and I don't even use it. But you don't have to spend that kind of money on a wireless mic. There are other ones on Amazon that are cheaper. I don't know what the quality would be, but Rode is very nice quality. That's
Smart.
what I would get. Yeah.
Super smart. Sound better, look better. I mean, for less than $100. I love those quick takeaways here, Virginia. Now, when we talk about looking better, this is something that obviously is top of mind for a lot of people. What would be your top 3 tips for someone that wants to look better on video? What can we do?
Well, definitely put the ring light in front of your face, or any light. Natural light's beautiful, but don't have the window behind you. Make sure you're facing the window. So you want that on you. That's going to be the biggest change as far as making yourself look better. You want to frame yourself the right way so that you take command of the screen. I can't tell you how many times I see people who have like this much headroom that takes up 3/4 of the screen, and then their body's at the very bottom. It's distracting, and it literally makes you look small. It does not let you look like you are the authority and the big deal that you are. So you want to make sure you're framing yourself with just a little bit of headroom. I mean, right now, let's see if I was to do this right. Right now I've got about an inch between me and the top of the frame. And that's a good place to be. So usually that's going to be from the chest up or the waist up. And you can be full body too. And sometimes if you're showing things, that's going to fill the frame as well as you are. But you just don't want to look small and awkward, because if you're going to distract your viewer, you're going to lose your viewer, and that will distract your viewer. So that's one thing. And smile. I can't tell you how many people, they're so proud that they did that video, but they look so like there's so much pain or they look so mad because they have resting bitch face, or, you just need to smile a little bit. And I think that bring a little bit more energy to the table than you normally would. It's going to feel weird, but I tell people, you know how they say the camera adds 10 pounds? It also sucks about 25% of your personality out as well. So you just have to be a little bit more animated than you normally are so that it translates well.
Love it. Those are, I would say, probably my top takeaways too. One of the things though that I find about energy is, just like you said, some people go in with way too little, but other people go in with way too much. And to me, that's a turnoff too. When someone just, I'm scrolling and all of a sudden someone is like yelling and shouting at me, I'm like, really? Like,
Yeah.
You kind of tone it down. So, but I think it's a good thing to play with, and get constructive criticism. So that's another question I have for you, Virginia. That is one of the hardest things to get as creators, as video producers, podcasters. Getting constructive criticism is hard. Most people either say that sucks or that's good, right? But how can we actually get good constructive criticism so we can step up our game?
Well, you have to ask, and maybe you ask someone that you trust that you can handle it. If they say something that is not going to feel great, or just go on TikTok, because they have no problem letting you know what they do not like about you.
That's fair. That's fair. But take it with a grain of salt. I mean, this is something that I think that everyone needs to understand. When someone takes the time to watch your video and then go in the comments and bash you, the problem is not with you. The problem is with them.
Exactly.
You just have to feel sad for them. You have to feel sorry for them, because it's not a good way to live life.
So it's so true. And I don't want to scare people. What I find is when your video goes viral or you get a lot of views, it's gotten lost in the TikTok algorithm in that situation. And now it's being shown to people that it probably wasn't meant for, like the 16-year-old who really doesn't care about your business tips. So they have to say something snarky. So sometimes it's almost like, oh, this is the price I pay for having a good video that goes out to a lot of people. That's usually the case.
Love it. Love it. I want to talk a little bit about your course launch, Virginia, because now you've got this new course where you're actually teaching people how to be more effective. I mean, again, we're just touching the tip of the iceberg, but video goes not only very wide, but very deep. But what are 3 things that you've learned throughout the launching of your, not only your first course, but now your relaunch of the second course? What are 3 things you've learned?
Well, my first course was not a digital product. This is my first digital product. And what I learned, I'm so glad that I decided to do this, because I still have that reporter deadline thought process. And so if I don't have a hard deadline, I am going to sit around and wait until it's go time. And now I'm really stressed out. What I found to be really nice is that you don't have to launch with the entire thing ready to go. You can, but I think if I had waited until every single one of those videos was produced, I think my energy, going back to that, would have been so depleted that I would have lost all the enthusiasm to actually talk about it and promote it. So, but the other nice thing about that is now I can customize it, especially with Reels being launched, because there's a whole module on that.
Yeah.
Once we get to Reels, there's probably going to be more features available by the time we get to that on that week. So I'm dripping it to them each week right now.
I like that a lot because, like you mentioned, video is evolving very, very quickly, and Reels in 3 months might look a lot different than it looks today.
Right. And of course I can always, and I will always go back and redo the videos, update things. And what's nice is you get lifetime access. So you're going to get all the additional content that comes in the future. But as the owner, the creator of the course, take the pressure off of yourself and have 2, 3 modules ready to go, but don't try to do, all 8 of them all at once, because I think that's going to cause you to delay your launch for a very long time.
And then the problem is, by the time you're ready to launch it, well, now Instagram Reels has changed, and now you got to go back and reshoot that. So I think that's a really, really great piece of advice there. Really, really smart. Listen, y'all, you got to check Virginia Kerr out. She's all over the place. Definitely on TikTok is where you can get some actual Listen, I know what you're doing. You're going on TikTok and you're just scrolling, and then an hour later you walk away with nothing. Virginia Kerr is going to help you out. So make sure you check out Virginia Kerr. I'll have some links below. And then you, of course, can get all the hot tips, takeaways on her website. This is virginiakerr.com. Thank you so much for watching. I'm glad you enjoyed this episode. I've got several other episodes right here for you. Smash one of these videos to make sure that you don't miss out on the tips, tools, and tactics of industry experts. Let's take that side hustle full time. Smash one of these links.